My last video on high paying gigs that you can entirely run with your mobile phone got people asking questions like, hello Cynthia, how do I start? Where do I begin? And where do I learn these skills? So I heard you, I see you, and I can tell that you're honestly tired of all the fluff and the generic, things you've been hearing. And so that is why I'm making this video to teach you step-by-step guide on how you can actually begin, learn these skills, where to learn them, what you need to look out for, and how to be able to offer these skills from your mobile phone and earn from it. So, if you're holding a mobile phone in your hand right now and you have an internet connection in it, you're holding a digital good mouth. However, you need more than just that phone. You need a strategy and not just the phone and the app. So I'm going to be breaking down exactly how you can make real income with the three skills we talked about. Remember, we talked about appointment setting, lead generation, and social media management. So we're starting with appointment setting. So for the people asking, what is this appointment setting all about? What you will know is that in 2026, appointment setting is one of those high in demand skills that are making freelancers real income. And I'm not saying this to exaggerate. The numbers, the data are out there. You can check your Google right now. So for the people asking, what is appointment setting all about? This is how I like to explain it simply. You are the bridge between a business owner's ideal clients or potential customers and their calendar. So you're the bridge between the business owner's calendar and its potential customers or clients. I'll explain further. Millions of coaches, consultants, businesses and agencies are losing money every single day because they have unanswered DMs, unanswered questions in their comment sections. And also they have people who are out there who do not really know that their business exists yet, but they have the solution to their problem. All right. So that is where you come in as an appointment setter. Trust me, you do not need a laptop for that. All you need to do, or all you need to know, is to know how to hold a human, authentic conversation. First, you need to understand the goal. Your job is not to close sales, it's not to close high ticket product. No, your job is actually to qualify leads, identify those leads, qualify them, and book them into a sales conversation. That is your job as an appointment setter. And that is why it is both interesting and also making cool money, because you are not the person selling the product directly or the person that would eventually convince the client to sell. You're the person identifying who looks like a potential client and then book them into a sales conversation. That is why I said you are the bridge between business owners, ideal customers, potential clients and all of that, and their calendar. So you need to pay attention to this. Right? Another thing here is where to get the clients that will pay you this money. There are clients all over platforms looking for appointment setters. There are clients on Upwork, there are clients on LinkedIn, there are clients on Reddit, and there are clients on your social media. Yes, there are clients on TikTok, there are clients on Instagram, X, actively looking for appointment setters. So you look at the content creators, especially. You look at the content creators, the influencers, people that own academy, maybe like an edutech coaches. Look at people that have all of these things, maybe in not a very, very large quantity, because when it is in a large quantity, it is most likely that they already have structures in place, they already have like an operational structure, right? But you look at people that, at the startup level and you pitch to them directly, you look at how customers interact in their page, you look at questions like where do I click a link, where do I do this, where do how do I get access to this? Those businesses are actually leaving money with those kind of comments, because you can actually identify somebody who looks like a potential customer, a potential client to that business. So once you can be able to picture how they interact, that has given you another view of who to pitch to with your appointment setting skills. Trust me, appointment setting skills is not like EA, and all of those technical skills that you need to spend weeks and months learning. It's something you can actually pick up, learn genuinely into it. And that is why I created the appointment setter guide. So if you're interested, you can let me know and I'll send it over to you. But it is something you can actually start off with immediately with your mobile phone. So after you must have identified these people, the next step is to send them a DM. Of course, that is your get hired move. So that is why I'm also particular about you getting the appointment setter guide, because it will guide you and it gives you my exact templates and you know exactly how to get in and what to say, what not to say. But then you can use one of the scripts that I use, something like, hey, you mentioned their name, I love your content, I noticed you get a ton of engagement in your comment, but I'm guessing your inbox is overwhelming to manage. I am an appointment setter. Can I jump in and take care of your DMs for like 3 days for free to show you, how many extra bookings I can clear for you. Did you see how this is solution driven? This is something I always tell my students. I tell people who come in contact with me, whether it is one-on-one consultation or anywhere, that when you're going to be pitching to client, because code pitching has worked for me, 80% of the clients I have worked with are through code pitching, code mailing, right, rather than the job board. Do not be selfish with your code page. Learn to give something out for free. So if the kind of business you're actually pitching to will determine what you should give out for free. But in most cases, give something for free. So in most cases, I would rather prefer to create something independently for you, or I ask if I can work for maybe like a day or two or three for you. And when you let people in without mentioning price, it makes it easier for them to say yes, and from there they feel like they even owe you, especially if you get to deliver on those few days or that free trial. They would want to trust you. They can even say, oh, maybe I do not have the money to pay you long term or to hire you. Can this be like a project base? You help me do maybe qualify 50 leads that I can take up the whole sales conversation from there, and this be like $150 or $200, and you're like, okay, and you say that. So learn how to pitch correctly, because when you frame your pitch as a zero risk, it becomes incredibly easy to turn those clients into a paid gig or paid job. Next up is lead generation. Come on, I love this particular one. And you know the beautiful thing about appointment setting and lead generation? They actually work hand in hand. And you can offer this as an independent service to clients. I know when I say, oh, I've had 5+ years of experience working remotely, working as a freelancer, people always think that, oh, how is that possible? You've been working 5 years doing one thing. No, I'm literally telling you that I've been able to stack up my values and offers, that I offer different things to clients. I've done lead generation, appointments, social media management, webinar assistant, ghostwriting, content marketing, blog writer, different thing, right? Okay, so lead generation, and this is particularly why it is interesting, and you also pay. It's like you help you generate real money, real income. Thousands of businesses die without a steady stream of potential clients. They need, see, you cannot have 10 clients and you feel like it is okay. You need a steady stream of potential clients to be able to keep the business running. That is what we call leads. Exactly. Helping the business bring in people that would buy from them, bringing in their ideal clients or potential customers or clients. Yeah. So I use clients and customers for, different things depending on who you're going to be pitching with or the industry you're going to be working with. So everybody having in the call, yeah, the people that pay them. So being a lead generation expert means that you know exactly how to find the right people a business owner or businesses needs to talk to, to solve a particular problem. And trust me, because this is going to be your next question. Oh, if I need to do all of these things, it means I need a technical tool. Absolutely not. Okay, you can be able to build a clean, targeted lead list with that spreadsheet in your mobile phone right now. So there's a Google spreadsheet, you can download it. There's even the normal Excel spreadsheet, in mobile version, you can download it. You can be able to do all of that on your mobile phone. And for those who already got the remote starter pack, it means that you do not even have to worry, because that is included in part of the resources. So if you're going to be doing appointment setting, lead generation, you already have like a spreadsheet template that you do not need to start creating from afresh. You just populate the information as you get your lead. Now, the first thing is to pick a niche. It is absolutely important for you to pick a niche, because there are so many industries, right? So say for instance, you want to talk to fitness brands, you want to work with real estate, fintech kind of estate, fitness brands, branding studio, creative agencies. I'm giving you my own ideal clients, because these are people I currently work with when it comes to lead generation and appointment setting, right? So these four industries that I've mentioned will generate you the most amount of money, and they're always in need of constant stream of potential clients and stuff like that. So if you define your niche properly, it will help you get started properly too, and help you get ahead, instead of just doing everything at the same time. And it is important that when you pick a niche, you also define it so that you can know the brand ideal clients. All right. Now, how do you? Okay, you picked a niche. The second thing is to use the platform. This is where you find your clients. Now you already know the industries, the clients you want to work with. The next thing is to use the platform to find them. So you can go on TikTok, go on LinkedIn, or go on Instagram. Or even if you have an Upwork account, you can directly type lead generation jobs on Upwork, and you can see that if you're on Reddit, and you're also going to see that. By the way, I'm going to be creating a detailed video for us on how to use Reddit to find jobs. Okay, so when you get on these platforms, you type in the keywords: fitness brands, fitness startup brands, creative agencies, branding studios, or you type in real estate, brands or businesses, and it's going to pop up, and then you have to actually take your time to do research and know the businesses that would be needing, because some businesses just created a profile and they are dead. And when you're able to get your ID clients, you're not rushing off to pitch to them. So the spreadsheets we talked about, you are going to be the first partaker of that spreadsheet. So what it means is that the same spreadsheet you're going to be using to qualify leads for your ID clients, you're also going to be creating one for yourself, and maybe call it something like I could actually use my name, the Cynthia Uzumba, brand or something. All the clients that you have gotten through your search, whether on LinkedIn or TikTok or Instagram or even X, you begin to populate all their information, the URL, the data, the company names, and then you put like a drop down menu for responded, sent, no response. I mean, like, if you literally need all of these things, the templates, it is in the remote worker starter pack. So if you get it, you have access to that. So, you are not going to be pitching to a client first the moment you identify them. The first thing you want to do is to make sure that this person looks like a real business that will pay you money. And then you put that information in your spreadsheet and begin to study business more. So you can have like a side note in your spreadsheet to tell you something about, maybe there is something unique or something you need to do differently from the rest of the other things that you have on the spreadsheet. So that is beautiful. So you can take about 3 days to actually get all this information, and then you give yourself another 1 week to sort everything out, do all the research you need to do about the business and everything before pitching. Nobody is going to tell you this part that I've said, right? Because some persons will say, oh, when you get the business, go ahead to just pitch. Never go ahead to just pitch immediately. Make sure you have something, and you are also willing to offer something for free. That is important. Now, when you have done all of these things, you've qualified them, they are now in your tracker or your spreadsheet with the right column. The thing you want to do is to reach out, strategically. So you can say something like, hello, I curated a list of 20 highly qualified profiles who are actively looking for business scaling advice in your niche. Here are the first 5 for free. If you want the remaining 15, let me know and I'll give it to you. Always give something for free. I've never, and that is why I brag about code pitching, right? Because it has worked for me. And that's why it took my time. If you have not watched the video, please get it here. How to get 1,000, clients that you can pitch to whatever thing that you offer as a freelancer, whether you're operations manager, executive assistant, customer support, or virtual assistant, you can be able to find all of the clients, all of the businesses you can pitch to using the video, the step-by-step guide video that I've curated. Here, I've attached it on the screen. Okay, so because code mailing has worked for me, I know how to do my research, and I always know how to give something for free. So you give them the 5 for free, and the beautiful thing, if they text your 5, that is why you see research. Research is important in code mailing, in lead generation, in appointments. It is very important. So when you give them that 5 for free, and they go ahead to text your 5, and your 5 actually works, it may not really be all the 5 profiles, converting. Maybe 1, maybe 2, they're going to come back. Like, you have yourself a paying client. Now, the third skill you can do absolutely from your mobile phone is social media management. But I need to clear something up. See, social media management is not, in fact, it is not about posting pretty pictures and attaching 30, 40 hashtags. So my business was going to hire a community manager, and during the interview, I saw something that wowed me. So that is why I'm taking my time to actually say this, right? Social media management has gone beyond that. If you honestly know how to understand the algorithm, like you truly understand platforms algorithm, different platforms and algorithm behavior. So if you're able to understand that, and you know how to look for keywords, and I'm smiling about this because I already created, it is part of the training, how to find the right keywords, right? And you know how to write good captions for different platforms. You have yourself a skill that'll pay you right now. And I'm not even joking about this. Trust me. See, these are things that businesses are looking for. And not just that, if you also know how to track and track analytics, and if you know how to track, report analytics, metrics, and reverse engineer what works so that you double down and it works for your business again. You have yourself a skill that will pay you right now. This is because you see, a lot of businesses that I see, they're actually absolutely brilliant at what they do, but they suck at explaining it. Sometimes you see them writing long, unnecessarily text, words of, all of those things. that when you're reading, it looks like you're reading a textbook or a long unnecessary essay. So they're looking for someone. I'll write something that will make a potential client stop and say, "Oh, where has this business been all my life? Like, why am I just bumping into them? Why am I just reading about them?" That is exactly what businesses are looking for. So if you are that person, you honestly know how to do brand storytelling. I have a free book, if you want to become a brand storyteller. You have yourself a skill that's going to pay you right now. How do you genuinely start? The first thing is towards learn the layout of a mobile phone. You need to understand that 95% of the time, people interact on social media using their mobile phone. It is only on rare cases that we have people using their system, their laptop, the system, and all of those things. A lot of the time, it is their mobile phone. And that is why you can also make money with the same mobile phone. Potential clients pay with their mobile phone, interact with the business from their mobile phone. So why can't you make money from the mobile phone if you truly understand how it works? So when you understand the layout, you need to understand how people actually read on their mobile phone. Short sentences, high hooks, and there are no crowded paragraphs. That is how people enjoy, reading on mobile.
And some persons are still using portfolio from 2 years ago, 1 year ago. No single edit has been made. So this is a strategy I will tell you any single time, whether you are applying to any of the skills that I've listed in this video, or you want to do something outside of text, any single time you need to apply to a job that requires you to submit your resume, always go back to edit your resume with the tools that job have mentioned. So it makes it look like you are the ideal real candidates they are looking for, because they can literally see everything they have mentioned in your resume and your portfolio. Now, these are the 3 skills you can literally absolutely run from your mobile phone, and you're going to make real money from it. As you can see, this phone do not require you to have technical skills or technical knowledge of an application. You're not coding anything, and you're not trying to do anything outside of what you're already used to doing. You visit social media every day, you use spreadsheets once in a while for something. It means that you can do things. Now look here, let me tell you something. For you to be able to move from survival mode to strategic building, you need to stop consuming content and you start applying them. You see the mobile phone in your hand today, it is either a distraction or an income tool that is going to make you huge amount of money on the internet. But what? You will have to be the one to decide which one it becomes for you today. So let me know in the comments, which of these two are you going to be practicing? Or are you going to be taking up first? I do not want you to overwhelm yourself with learning or jumping right into the 3 of them. But it is okay if you already have a social media management skill, you want to try appointment setting, or you want to try lead generation. But make sure you pick one, lock in, and then you're going to see the massive result. But let's talk. Which one are you going to be, going with first? I know this should have come first, but if you're just seeing me for the first time, my name is Cynthia Ozumba and I'm a remote course strategist, and I do not have any other job than to help African freelancers become remote ready, hireable, and earn massively online. So if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, turn on notification, and do well to always visit my YouTube channel for mind-blowing strategies, because I don't gatekeep. I share real knowledge, practical tips that I have used consistently to land clients that has worked for me and worked to every other person that I've coached that I've taught the steps. So I'll see you in my next video.